Coming up on Final Whistle.
Who asked you to join in?
Personalities are put under the microscope.
But we're all people.
And it's the battle of the fittest as the referees compete in the Bronco test.
That is how you mentally in front the test.
Crouch mindset. Have we got an angle that we'd like to see something?
Did I just put a nail in the coffin for Colombia?
After 6 months of being assessed in national and international fixtures, the World Cup match officials squad have assembled in London for a week-long camp where their technical and physical capabilities will be put to the test.
We are finally here. After how long? 3 years. How we are going to work this week, the schedule, pretty intense, but we are here because of a reason. We need you to drive the camp. The time is for you, and you need to make sure that you are doing and driving this time together here. All the selectors agreed that we have a strong group of referees. It's a mix of experience and talent for the future, but we have no doubt that we have a really strong group of referees ready for the Rugby World Cup.
Now that the referees know who is going to the World Cup, the next question at the back of everyone's mind is who will referee the World Cup final.
You guys want to be the best that you can, and so I'm here to facilitate that process. Not here to ruin you, I'm here to make sure that you're getting all of your needs out of this.
If you hadn't been cheating and gone off the pitch, you wouldn't have won. Excuse you, who asked you to join in?
I suppose people will be like, well, how do referees train? But it's a lot of conditioning work, and then the last thing you want to do is get bashed over by a player, so footwork actually is really, really important.
Are you quite competitive?
Yes, I would say I am, but...
Stop! You and her are the worst.
I'd say my approach is a little bit more subtle.
I would sit here and lie if I said I didn't want to do the final. Do you know, you work hard. We've been doing this from 2017 now, where I AR'd, and we're now in 2022. My big thing going into it now is that I just need to go round by round and make sure I referee to my best to put myself in the position to be selected for the final.
Whilst the squad is pushed to their physical limits throughout the week, their character, both on and off the field, will also be examined.
So we've got our first of the mental performance sessions this afternoon. They've done a personality test, and today we're going to kind of see the variation in the personalities, and then over the next couple of days we'll have some scenarios that will also sort of help see it a little bit more. If you can stand up, get in the huddle. Okay, right. So the first thing we're going to do is get straight into it. If you've seen the session outline, we're going to start by going over the personality assessment that we did. The idea for the first step is that there's 2 ends to each of the scales that you would have taken. You're going to stand however close your number was to each of the ends. Coxie at the end. We've got the extreme extroverts over here.
What were you extroverted?
So what do we think that would impact in New Zealand? The differences in introvert, extrovert.
It might be one-on-one to get the best out of people instead of in a group dynamic.
That's right. So this is something obviously for extroverts to consider, is how introverts may be in the review, and also the same for introverts to consider of extroverts.
I'm surprised that so many referees
Our feeling.
have feeling
Yeah.
where you would think a referee would be down about facts
Yeah.
and making a decision.
But we're all people, like,
Yeah.
we're not just all referees.
Yeah.
Not us.
Do you find that you have an Amber on the pitch and an Amber off the pitch kind of personality?
They are close, but there are some slightly different ones. I think I am actually more cool, calm and collected, a bit more on the pitch, and then can be a bit more emotional off the pitch. To ref the final would be incredible, but my goal is there just to go and take every opportunity I've got, and whatever comes my way, take it as it comes.
I think the plan is a bit of charade, which would be quite interesting. It's a bit of fun and laugh and unwind after a day of learning.
the fitness session that we did was to get them fatigued, and now they're going into game scenarios where there's iPads in each of these places. From there they have to make decisions on the play that's going ahead, because that's the biggest thing that we want with these referees at the end of the games, when they are fatigued, that they make the right decisions.
Okay, so
You take the role of referee.
this one, right? Okay, so you're showing me the angles. Okay, Amber, I agree with you. She's not in a realistic position to regather that ball. Then I think we're looking at, is there any it's from a line break, so it's definitely a yellow card. Then we're going to look at whether it's a penalty try. Yes, I think it is.
The Rugby World Cup final, is that kind of like on the bucket list? Would that be the dream this time round?
For me, it's rather than chasing appointments, it's now about chasing my performances and knowing that I've given 110%. And at the end of the day, if that's not good enough to get me a final, at least then I know that I've given everything that I can to that cause.
On the final day of camp, the squad will compete head-to-head for the first time in the formidable Bronco test. They'll be keen to prove their physical endurance skills to Alhambra, who will be making those all-important decisions about who will officiate which games in New Zealand.
We will aim to have under 5:30, 5:20 is an acceptable time.
And if not, we get this.
The key thing is if that link to be not fit enough to keep the pace of the game, then we have an issue and we need to have a conversation.
My personal best is 4:51 on track, but my last two have been 4:56 and 4:54. I guess I just don't want to do too much of a disservice to myself. Like, I don't want to be posting those scores in the States and then come over here and run like a 5:10. It's a race against yourself. Yeah. And I think that's the hardest part.
The Bronco is a testing and we need to know where are they sitting in the fitness level.
4, 3, 2.
It's not only about the fitness, it's how you mentally in front the test. What we are looking around, the timing on the Bronco is consistent. We have a couple of referees who has injuries and they come back really strong and with good results.
Referees are their own worst critics. And I think that's how you end up getting to the top of your game. To get the best out of us, to learn and develop, but actually be realistic in the performances we're putting out.
We have a really few good results from people who beat their last record.
This is the last time many of the squad will see each other before the World Cup, but there is still plenty of work to be done. Between now and then, they'll each officiate an international warm-up game as a further opportunity to prove themselves before match appointments are made.
Going into the World Cup, I'm excited. I really want to take all the opportunity I can to be like, yes, let's learn, let's grow, let's get better. So when I come back, it's like very clear, like, wow, you did a lot with this.
Only one of them can referee the final. Only one of them will add their name to the exclusive list of referees who have already had the honour and make Rugby World Cup history. The countdown to New Zealand and the Rugby World Cup final is on.